How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be doing a monthly DVD and Blu-ray haul for the month of October. So October just ended a little bit ago, and I'm going to show you guys every DVD and Blu-ray I bought for that month. Doing this for primarily two reasons. One, I need to keep better track of what exactly I'm getting and having that on a good record. But also, you guys like hauls. I've done quite a few hauls before, but this is my first month-to-month complete haul. That being said, in coming months, if I do like a whole store like Dollar Tree or Big Lots, I'll exclude those because those would be redundant. But also, I want you guys, as I'm showing you these movies, tell me which ones are your favorites, and I might be able to get to a review of them. I'm, trying to figure out what all movies I cover on here, and I try to cover as many as I can, but I definitely watch more than I can cover. But I do have quite a few. I think it's about 16, maybe 17 items, and these range from new movies, TV shows, stuff I found in the clearance bin, a whole big assortment of things. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and switch to the close-up camera. We'll take a look at Blu-rays first, and then I'll try to sort it by like newest and most interesting things first, going all the way to the dollar bin stuff. So without further ado, to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle taking a closer look at my October Blu-ray and DVD haul. A lot of cool stuff, and we'll start off with the Blu-rays. And yeah, I guess we gotta get this one out of the way. The biggest thing that I picked up this month is Rob Zombie's The Munsters, a new Munsters movie by Rob Zombie. And I started to watch this. I got about 20 minutes into it. Yeah, its reputation does precede it. I don't know, it wasn't excruciatingly painful, but man, I wasn't laughing. I don't know. I don't want to be too hard on a movie during a DVD haul, and I do intend to finish it because I've seen, Rob Zombie's other films, and I needed to pick up this so that my collection would be complete again. But yeah, he really needs to stick to his regular style. He's so much better at doing straight up gruesome horror. But anyway, flip it to the back, we can see some images, and it's got some bonus features, Return to Mockingbird Lane, and a commentary with Rob Zombie. And yeah, Rob Zombie doing a PG film. I don't know. I gotta try to finish this, and maybe it will be better towards the end. Open it up, and there's the silver disc with the characters on it. But yeah, I don't know. Picked this up from Walmart, and now my Rob Zombie collection is complete again. After that, we go from a PG movie to a pretty hard R. David Cronenberg's Crimes of the Future. I've not watched this yet, but I've heard a fair bit about it. Something about illegal surgery in the future and people going nuts, and it gets all Cronenberg body horror. I know he did another film with the same title, but I think someone said that it's just him using the title again and it's not a remake. I don't know if I haven't found the original Crimes of the Future. I've been looking for it, so that's part of the reason why I haven't watched this one yet. That DVD is pretty rare, but if this is just an independent movie that's not really a remake, go ahead and tell me in the comments, but I've been really looking forward to this one. Cronenberg is a great director, and it sounds like it's his return to form with body horror and stuff, because he did a bunch of dramas and stuff like that, We get this gruesome image on the back of a guy with some extra ears, and we get a few images on the bottom there. If we open it up, under artwork is the same, and the disc is just red with some texture. So, pretty standard release. But glad to pick this up, glad to add it to the Cronenberg section, and I hope to get to watch it soon. But yeah, it is a new edition, so a lot of these I haven't seen yet. Another one, paid too much money for this because I had to buy it new. But the Junji Ito Collection, flip it to the back, it's got all 24 episodes, although I think that's really 12 episodes and they're each two-parters, but it's also got the 2 Tomie OVAs in it, which is really good as well. But yeah, the Junji Ito Collection, Junji Ito, classic horror manga artist, really great creepy stuff, and I've been reading through a lot of his works lately, so I needed to pick this up because I wanted to watch it, and I didn't want to have to hunt it down if it ever became rare or something, you know? So I went ahead and went to my movie store and picked this up. But that being said, I have seen clips of it, and yeah, its reputation does kind of precede it. It's got the stories almost exactly as they are in the manga, but it rushes through them really fast. They're doing 2 stories each episode, which is not a good idea. It doesn't let the stories breathe. And the animation's super cheap looking. So yeah, not super excited for this, but I mean, I'll check it out. I wish there was more Junji Ito anime. It's basically this and Gyo right now. But coming in January, we have Junji Ito Maniac, which does look like what this should have been. But anyway, I'll go ahead and open it up. This does have reversible cover art, so whenever there's reversible artwork and I have a slipcase, I always turn it to the B side to see what else is there, you know, a better presentation. And I'm going to slip out my digital code, and there's a look at the 2 discs. We get the fashion model on one and the slug girl on the other. By the way, I'm trying to read all the stories that they adapt before I watch the anime, but speaking of slug girl, it really sucks. Not all these stories are officially brought over yet, which does suck. I mean, Junji Ito's a horror legend, yet I don't think Slug Girl has been brought over. That's crazy. But anyway, those are the Blu-rays. Let's move on to the DVDs, and we're starting off with I have 2 Shudder original movies. First off, The Seed. And yes, I do know what this movie's about. Again, these are pretty much all new, so a lot of them I haven't seen. But I heard about this movie. Basically, an alien comes down from outer space, and he's like a little puppet. And there's a group of women vacationing, and he starts to impregnate them, and they apparently go crazy or something. That sounds like a weird full moon or trauma movie. That sounds nuts, but I am collecting all the Shudder movies. I have, I'm getting pretty close to 75, and I think when I get 75 Shudder items, I'll probably do a big mega collection video. But yeah, this movie sounds pretty nuts. Flip it to the back, we get some of the girls there, and slide it open, it's just the same. And we get the ad for Shudder, but this ad for Shudder also features AMC Plus because they're kind of bundled now, and the code half off 2022. That's not unique to me, so you can go ahead and use it if you want to sign up. And the disc is the same as the front, but your pretty standard RLJE Shudder release. I am glad that they're putting stuff onto DVD, and I got that one from Walmart. This one, however, they didn't have at Walmart. I only ever saw it in my local movie store, and I'm glad that they have a little bit more. But flip it to the back, and this one's about a guy who's an anxious shut-in, and he accidentally moves into a haunted apartment and has to call someone to perform an exorcism. And we get this cool creature with the glowing red eyes. If we open it up, again, that same Shudder ad, and we get him with the axe and the eyes behind him. but this one actually does have a flip cover, and I really do like when they put flip covers into a clear DVD case so you can see and first of all know that you have a reversible cover, but whatever one you pick, you get to see the other when you take the disc out. So there's him standing in the doorway with his eyes there and the face above him. Cool stuff. Anyway, yeah, so this one was only at my used movie store. Walmart never got it, and no slipcase, but it does have the Shudder original band across the top. So anyway, 2 more Shudder movies. Shudder puts out DVDs all the time. They must be cranking out original movies at an alarming rate. Another thing from streaming services, Paranormal Activity, I want to say this is 7, Next of Kin, and I really am glad I was able to pick this one up. I saw all the other Paranormal Activity movies, but this one went straight to streaming, and it was some weird little streaming service I don't have. It was like Paramount Plus or something. There are way too many streaming services, but granted that this was like the only thing I wanted off their streaming service, I really am glad that they put it out on DVD so I could just grab up this one thing. And now my Paranormal Activity collection is complete again. Paranormal Activity Next of Kin. We can see a little building. I don't know if that's a church. I think this one is about like a cult. Like they're doing a documentary about this group of people way out in the middle of nowhere. And they, of course, are secretly evil or something. And we get the face in the snow. If you guys could, again, another one I haven't seen yet because these are all pretty new. If you guys could tell me, like, is this a really good one? Or was this just kind of a lame one they pumped out to streaming later? That being said, though, I am curious how the newest one is going to go. And we open it up, and it's a pretty plain gray disc with the silver underneath. But it does have deleted scenes, so hey, there's a bonus feature. So that's all the new, big new stuff that I picked. You know, the new Blu-rays, big new DVDs. But after this, let's go ahead and show you guys 2 new TV shows I picked up. First off, the one I was really excited to find. Well, this isn't new. It's new to me, but it's not new. But this one I had been searching for quite a while, and that is the 2002 Twilight Zone. Yeah, hosted by Forrest Whitaker and a bunch of guest stars. But yeah, Twilight Zone, classic anthology show. I've seen a lot of the original series, and I want to do a big watch through and see, you know, go and watch through original series beginning to end, and then go through the 80s series, the 2002 series, and then finish things up with that Jordan Peele hosted new one. But yeah, this one got pretty rare and hard to find, and I got it for only like $10-15 at a used bookstore, and that's pretty great because this can go for a lot more. Flip it to the back and we get to see all the guest stars like Jason Alexander there. And if we open it up, we can see there's this little ribbon, and it's got a little booklet and all the disc in one of these flip book things. So yeah, it is, how many disc is this? 6 disc. But yeah, it's kind of weird. It says season 1 on the case. This only ever got 1 season. So yeah, it's season 1. But if you see this, this is the entirety of the 2002 series. Anyway, the other thing that I picked up is I got this thick brick version of X-Files Season 3. I saw a bit of the X-Files, you know, various TV airings, but the X-Files is something that I want to sit down and do a complete series watch on. I did manage to, in September, so it won't be in this haul, I finally found Season 1, and Season 1 isn't super rare, but it's kind of rare in this big brick printing. I wanted to get them all with uniform spines, and the thing is, you saw most of the seasons in the big brick style, but the early ones I saw primarily in the new, thinner style, which would be probably more practical, but I like the presentation of these on the shelf a lot better, and plus, it's a lot easier to find the middle seasons this way, but it is a kind of a pain in the butt. You slide it out, and then you get all this cool imagery, and you flip it open. If you guys are young and you only seen streaming stuff, episode list, but then you have to flip it open like that, and that is how you get to all your disc, and it goes the same way the other side. Boy, when you get these things out, it's like a big accordion. Anyway, so that's the X-Files. I have one. I picked up season 3 just because it was one I found for cheap, and I think there's like 9, 10 total of them, so I'll be hunting down all the holes, and you'll probably see a few more of these in future episodes. Anyway, after TV, some classic movies, and one thing I picked up relatively cheap was Vin Diesel in the Riddick Trilogies, Riddick Trilogy, and it's got 3 movies. Flip it to the back: Pitch Black, unrated director's cut, Chronicles of Riddick Dark Fury, and Chronicles of Riddick. So, yeah, 3 movies in there all in one place. This is a series I've been meaning to start. I really need to do a sci-fi binge on this channel and cover a bunch of sci-fi stuff. I need to cover like Starship Troopers and the Alien and Predator movies. I really need to get on that. Disc is the inner is the same as the outer, but you actually have to slide it in and out this way. That's pretty weird. But we open it up. Oh, it's got the clasp. I hate these clasps. Anyway, open it up. We get this ad, and we get Riddick Trilogy, and it's got Pitch Black and Dark Fury on one disc, and the other disc is Chronicles of Riddick, and these do appear to all be the unrated cuts. I do like unrated cuts. You know, they're a little longer. There's, you know, not as much censorship for the movie theaters. But one thing I find with you guys all doing streaming these days is so many times the cuts on streaming are the theatrical cuts, and I really don't like that. So all 3 Riddick movies here. That's pretty cool. Anyway, after that, one movie that I have seen, I've been kind of wanting to watch this. It's a Ridley Scott film, and it's got Tim Curry in it, and that is Legend, with this weird shiny case, and you open it up, and Tom Cruise is missing from the cover now. But yeah, Legend, and it's got this super weird release where it all folds out, and there's a booklet, and it's got the director's cut and the theatrical version. But anyway, I did watch this one, and if you guys like classic tropey fantasy, I got good news for you. Tons of classic tropey fantasy, and Tim Curry as this devil-like character, that's pretty cool. But other than that, it goes on for a little bit too long. Tom Cruise is kind of weird as the young, naive protagonist there. But overall, yeah, it goes on a little long. It's not super groundbreaking. It's not great, but at least we get a good Tim Curry performance in it. Anyway, after that, moving on to not quite as big movies, I did pick up Full Moon's Creepozoids, the original Grindhouse classic with Scream Queen Linnea Quigley in it. Glad to pick this up. I'm a huge fan of Full Moon, and this is one of their classic ones I get to add to my lineup. We get the screaming face on the side, and if we look on the back, this is actually directed by David Dakota, but this was kind of before he gave up and became a factory filmmaker, I guess. But pretty cool stuff. I really do like Full Moon. Horror from the video store era. Anyway, so that's Creepozoids. After that, a few kind of random movies. This one, The Bloodlands, is something that I had seen around for quite a bit, and I found it for relatively cheap, and I thought, okay, I'll finally go ahead and pick it up. And it's about a young couple that move into a house and soon discover that they're not alone. Sounds like a relatively standard trope, but I do like this guy wearing a pig mask there, so that is pretty cool. But yeah, this is one that I had seen around quite a bit. Pops up on streaming from time to time, the DVDs everywhere, so I thought I'd finally snap it up. Another kind of random movie, Dean Cain in Maneater. And in this one, Dean Cain's a cop, and he's hunting a cannibalistic serial killer, but I think he discovers that he's actually in a creature feature. And, I mean, it says that on the back, that's not a spoiler. But, hey, a Dean Cain movie? Why not, you know? Again, it's one that I found kind of cheap, and I thought, let's go ahead, add that to the Creature Features collection, and a nice little ad for Entertainment One there. I think like Hasbro bought Entertainment One or something like that. That's pretty interesting. And after that, the most random out of this random movie section, Little Erin Merryweather, A Flash of Red and Then You're Dead. This is the kind of stuff I really like picking up. The stuff that I have never ever heard about before, and I'm like, okay, let's see what this random super obscure horror movie's about. Apparently there's like a Little Red Riding Hood like figure killing people on a college campus, and that shot there, it makes it look like it's in the snow, so this might be good for my snow series I'm starting up. But anyway, there's the disc, and it's not wanting to spin, but the disc with a picture of the Red Riding Hood-like character there. That's pretty cool. But anyway, those are the random movies. Let's move on to the cheap stuff. And this next movie is kind of applicable because they're making a new one. But boy, I do not have the best condition of this movie. I found this in a used movie store. It was super beat up, but I think it was like $1 or $2. And that is the Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah, with Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo, and Dennis Hopper. And this is one of those that it was reviled when it first came out, but now it has kind of a cult following. And I don't know, I didn't want to pay too terribly much for this movie, so when I saw a beat-up copy, but it looked like the disc was good, I went ahead and picked it up, and we opened it up, and like, this is like totally broken. But there's the disc, again, another one of those gray disc with the silver shiny parts cut out. But I wanted to show you guys how I originally picked this up, but I'll probably at least change the case out. I have a few spare cases. But look, there's Mario, and he got ripped in half because someone didn't take great care of their DVDs. But yeah, there's Dennis Hopper, and Yoshi's like a dinosaur, and yeah, it's got weird stuff in this movie. I haven't watched it yet, but I am anxious to. After that, a classic film, Terror is a Man. And this one I found in the dollar bin as well. You know, it's always great to pick up classics in the dollar bin. A lot of these you find in multi-packs, so to get a good single release, that's pretty great. But it talks about how this guy washes ashore on an island, and there's a mad scientist, and he's put like human DNA in a panther or something and made a monster. And they said it was kind of inspired by the island of Dr. Moreau, and this would be the first of 4 Blood Island movies. Wonder if I have any of the other ones. Lots of hard to keep track of loosely related series. There's the inside, some nice artwork on the disc and paper there. But anyway, only $1 for that. Hard to go wrong there. And the last one, not so much a movie, but actually a bonus disc. I picked up The Matrix Revisited. Yeah, back in time, a lot of times incentives to buy a special edition would be that they'd pair it up with like a bonus disc. So if you look through modern dollar bins, you can find a lot of discs that are just extras and bonus features. I have all 4 of the Matrix movies, and I think this actually contains bonus features for all 4. Plus a sneak preview of the Animatrix. Yeah, the Animatrix is out now, but apparently it wasn't when this came out. This is in one of those cardboard box cases that Warner Brothers used to use a whole lot. And you flip it open like that, and you swing it there. And it's got the green and purple with the digital rain pattern. We get some images from all of the movies. There's one from the Animatrix there. And scene index, stuff like that. And there's the back. You can see the bullet time sequence with all those cameras and the green screen and them with the camera there. But cool stuff. I always like to hunt down some of the bonus discs and add those to my collection. And it's actually relatively cheap now that all of them are in the dollar bin. Just grab them all up like that. But anyway, this is my October haul. This is all the new movies I've added to my collection this October, and assuming that I remember to keep track of what movies I buy in November, I'll probably do another one of these for the month that we're currently in. I've already bought up a few titles, and we'll go ahead and see what I pick out next time. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my hauls playlist. You can see me do hauls like I did a Walmart Black Friday haul. I did a ton of Dollar Tree hauls. And I've done half-price books, big lots, stuff like that. A few others as well. So if you guys want to see me do more haul videos, you can find them in that playlist there. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Hauls playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.